3, 2, 1, here we go. What happens when the best chess player in the world, Magnus Carlsen, plays the game? We pay attention. What happens when he is playing Alireza Firouzja, the top player from France? We also pay attention. We definitely pay attention. That's what I'm going to present in this video. So what are we looking at right here? Well, we've got some Queen Rook Endgame. And White plays an absolutely brilliant move here. You can pause the video now, or I'm just going to show you as we approach the end of the video. Absolutely insane move, and then it leads to a brilliant endgame. Now, if we go back a few moves, I want to show you a really cool moment. This is really the reason why you guys should keep watching. We are learning how to play the King's Indian attack, the King's Indian defense from the white and black side. Well, Magnus Carlsen is taking on Firouzja, and if we look at this key moment, this is the first cool tactic I want to present. I'm going to explain everything in detail very soon here. Check out this really cool move. Knight g4 check. Out of nothing, it looks like black has blundered a piece. Absolutely not. Bishop takes d4. So already so many tactics from Firouzja trying to mess up the white position. Let's keep going backwards. This is actually a cool way to view games. We go backwards to see how they progress. Now I'm going to explain every single move in detail. Here we go. The King's Indian attack and then the King's Indian defense. Here we go. So how did they set up in this game? Knight f3, knight f6, g3, g6. So black is playing the King's Indian defense. White is playing the King's Indian attack. Really, we can just say it's the King's Indian defense because it's really the defense that black is setting up. Now we go for a double Fianchetto. First key moment of the game. If you are aware of the top player here, Karu Nakamura, he always goes for this. He goes for this setup so often. It's such a nice way to play, just taking your opponent out of their well-known path. Black can actually do the same. If this happens, we get a double Fianchetto. Bishops on these diagonals crisscross. So this did not happen. Firouzja went for his normal King's Indian setup, which is d6 and then e5. e4 might be a threat, so d3 is now played. Castle, c4. So we have an English setup with a double Fianchetto. Very creative chess. Now Firouzja gets space on the queen side. Is this move aggressive? Yes and no. To be honest, it's really about controlling the queen side, controlling the dark square here. Magnus plays a really cool move, knight c3. Because if he doesn't play knight c3, let's say knight d2, which is a normal move, I normally say to my students, you put your knights on squares to defend each other, a4 can be an option. Take, and now queen e8. Something like this already. I do not love White's position. That pawn is going to drop. So if we go back, I really like this move from Magnus, knight c3. Controlling a4. You can't go a4 anymore. So if we go back to this moment, knight c3, h6, what's the point? So then the bishop can come out to e6. Firouzja might want to put it there. Castle, one approach, knight to the center, but Firouzja wants to get central control with lots of pawn moves. Here is a critical moment. Magnus plays a move I don't think I would play here. He gets a Maroczy Bind. Central structure. So all these key moments, you will notice when I'm presenting these videos, these games. Every single key moment is in the pinned comment in the comment section, which is at the top. So you can always click on the timestamp, always go back to them. So this is the first or second key moment. e4, getting space in the center. Rook e8, rook e1, and now h3. Next key moment, actually got to stop the bishop coming out. It can be annoying, and also the king can tuck on h2. Nice way to play. White has a lot of space. Time to open the center, and it just looks so impressive. Take. Lots of central control. We have Maroczy Bind. I love playing this kind of setup against the King's Indian when I have White, because White has a lot of space. Knight c5. The knight comes in the center, and now queen c2. Rook b1. This is the third key moment of the game. Why on earth is William saying to you to play rook b1? Because black actually has some normal counterplay with a4. This is what Firouzja could have gone for, but he did not. b4. And now you can move the knight away, or you play this fancy move. You play this fancy move, and now you can drop the bishop back to a1. That is the absolutely high-class reason to shuffle the rook over. Turns out it's not really bringing the rook in the game. It is bringing the bishop to a good square later on in the game. Just want to show you this moment. What happens here if we take? Ah, fantastic. Yes, both are still under attack. I love that move. Double attack on both pieces. You can't save them, and then black is fine. One of them will be taken very soon. So let's go back a little bit here. Queen c2. Can't take. This tactic we're going to see very soon, because after this capture, then the knight is being defended by that bishop. Okay. Queen to c2, queen c8, attacking h3, and now time to defend it. If you go g4, well, that's the problem. Take. Then take. So you've lost a pawn. No good. So queen c8, king h2, and this is one attractive moment from the intro. That's why I mentioned it. Knight g4 check. Already the structure is completely changing. But in whose favor? Well, I think white is looking pretty strong here. Lots of central control. That pawn is going to fall. Nope. Hit the bishop. It drops back. And now you don't take this because that one drops. You go f3. We have this cluster. Very interesting pawn structure. You look at that bishop. It's a little bit dead. It's a little bit out the game. So you might think, well, it's not really that good for Magnus. Yeah, it is. Because he's got so much central space. Queen c7. Queen d2, hit the pawn, and Firouzja plays a really cool moment. So the fourth moment. Tactic here, bishop e6. I love this move. I love this move because it's about showing control, and you should not take. Or else you crumble. Giving up a pawn is absolutely fine. It's just so normal in this kind of position because black is getting counterplay. And it's this same move again. Flicking that move, bishop a1, and I don't mind which one you choose. Knight here, so then they're both under attack, or even this really cool move, knight to a4. Wow. Wow. Because after take, then you can take, and they are both under attack. Typical counterplay in the King's Indian. You can give up a queenside pawn in this fashion. You give up your central pawn, and then a4, a3, you run it up the board. I love this idea. You see, this video that I'm creating is a little bit selfish. It's also a diary for myself, so then I can look back and see, this was a key idea that Firouzja missed against Magnus. Also, I'm creating this video for chess students as well. Here we go. So, brilliant moment here. Bishop to e6. Can't take, because we show control. We must show control. Knight e2. Offering a trade, because black's bishop is very strong. Rook d8. Now we really are threatening to take on d6. Let's have a look. We are 8 minutes in. I need to hurry up. Let's go. Rook d8. Bishops now come off. Check. Knight d4. Hit the bishop. It drops back. And now rook d2. Rook d1. Classic shuffle. Attack the weakness. Here is the next key moment. I love this move from Magnus. Showing control, but also tactically it works. Pawn to f4. It looks like it is a move we cannot play, but we can. We can play it because the queen is trapped all of a sudden in the center of the board. A beautiful move, f4. This did not happen. Let's go back to the game. So after f4, of course, Firouzja will see it. King out the way of the diagonal. Step back, and now shuffle over. a4. This is the kind of move Firouzja should have made a little bit earlier. A difference now is b4, and then we can hit the knight. a3 is actually possible. That is hilarious. How's that possible? Because the tactics still might be okay. You can shuffle the rook over, and then the knight is still under attack. But if you take, then you got this cool moment. Can't move out the way because the rook will hit the knight. The rook will take the rook. You got this cool move. Oh my goodness, tactics out of nothing. I'm teaching myself as well, and I'm teaching my chess students and you as well, the dear viewer. Knight f5, what a tactic. If take, 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 take. You can actually hit the queen first. That's actually very accurate. Hit the queen first, so then it doesn't come into d4. Then you take with the g pawn. Why? Because of the pawn break. That's a key idea in this game. In the King's Indian, the pawn break. The pawn breaks belong to white. So then he is in control. So let's go back a few moves here. Let's go back a few moves. Absolutely stunning moment. This is not the game. b4. Hit the knight. It drops back. And now b5. A3 was possible, showing control. Knight C2, I love this move as well, showing lots of control as well. Everything is defended. I want you to shuffle over, hit the D6 pawn. Later, you might go E5. However, back to the game. B5 played. Take. Knight takes. You have to take, or else, well, you lose. You get taken on C6. So a capture happened here. Take. But I don't love this move because it's losing control. The C4 pawn is now equally weak compared to D6. So I don't really love how this transition has happened. Rook D2. Magnus actually gives up the C4 pawn, so we're losing a bit of control. I'm quite surprised, but hey, it is a 10-minute game on chess.com, but still very high quality. That's why I'm picking it. But it's losing a bit of control. This is not the style of Magnus. Rook takes C4, hit the queen. So we're down a pawn, and now where do we go? Queen F3 is actually better. In the real game, Queen E3 was played, and now tactic. Out of nothing, Black can strike in the center with D5. Cannot take because you lose your queen. Oops. E5. This knight is better than that knight. Firouzja plays a cool move, knight C7, offering a trade. You cannot go here. You cannot go to D6, you lose. You lose the queen. Out of nothing. So, really, Firouzja has done so well to come back in the game based on what happened before. No space. Okay, we're 11 minutes in. Give me a few more minutes. I'm almost done with this game. Knight C7. Take. And now, take. Things are coming off, but Black is now going to be fine. Take, 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 take. Queen E6, brilliant move, hitting both. Queen D3, hit G4. And one moment here is actually to take on E5. Because if you play Rook D6, hitting on G6, you've got this absolute stunning move E4, cutting off the attack. So if here, then check. And Black is actually fine, which is stunning, to be honest. Bring the queen back is actually okay. Even queen here is probably okay. Let's have a look. Oh my gosh, it's not okay. Oh, what a tactic. Wow, I'm learning as well. Brilliant. Brilliant tactic. That is fantastic. Wow. So really, you have to block with the queen, but then you lose. Fantastic tactical variation. Let's go back to the game. Hey, I'm learning as well. That's the good thing. That's why I create these videos. It's for me as well. Queen G4. And this is why I put this moment in the intro to this video. This attractive moment. You guys have 5 seconds. Can you pause? Find an absolutely brilliant move for white. Trying to crash through. You have 5 seconds. Okay, 5 seconds are up. Pawn to E6. Can't take. Because Queen G6 check and you lose. If the rook blocks, game over. All squares covered. It is checkmate on the very, very next move. So this did not happen. E6, absolute stunning move because really you're 2 squares away from promotion. Rook G7 played. Another brilliant move by Magnus to cut off the queen. Because we can't push at the moment. That's the problem. We cannot push at the moment. So, cuts it off. 2 brilliant pawn moves in this queen and rook endgame. Take. Check. And now rook D7. You get the rooks off. It's game over. It is game over. So, queen check. King G2. And now Queen G6. Rooks come off. It's like it's going to be over very soon. We're 14 minutes in. Okay, give me 3 more minutes. I'm pretty sure I will be done in that time. Queen D7. F4. And now an absolute stunning move. King out the way. That's the winning move. Why? Because you want to avoid all the checks. Watch this. If here, you just push. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because queen is next and it's discovered check. There's no good move here for black. If you get the queen out the way, let's say here, trying to go check or something, that's actually checkmate. Absolutely amazing, really. Whew, amazing. So this is one of the best king moves I've ever seen. That's why I had to show you this. It's not just about learning the King's Indian defense from the opening. Some brilliant endgame moves here as well. G4 was played, actually. F5. Don't take, okay? Please don't take. Because you lose. You lose. So, a queen trade cannot happen. So what to do? Push. Checks look very scary. But white is one check away and is almost like a discovered checkmate. King out the way. Check. Check. Very scary. The winning move is king out the way. Goes the wrong square. Check. That actually draws. Because you can't go here. Because you lose. You lose the queen. And if you take, which is natural, then you just keep checking on the side. And there's no way out here. Because you lose. However, this did not happen in the game. Check. Played. Check. It just looks way, way, way too dangerous. But here, there's no checks. There are no good checks for black. Oh, it's just absolutely stunning, really. It's like you have to beat someone more than once. You have to beat all these top players more than once to seal the victory for sure. Check. 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 Keep checking. Now the king actually escapes. That's the big difference. And when it can hide on the back behind the queen, you win. Check. 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 And now you cannot take or else you lose. Scuba. Chess is a very tough game. You lose. So Magnus has to hide here. Check. Another moment where you can lose. Check. Mate. How cruel is that? Chess is too tough. So if you cannot hide on the right square, it will be a draw. Black will keep checking. Check. King hides. Check. And you keep running away. There must be a way to run, and we can hide on b8. How cool is that? The king started here. Dun 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 dun. I think it was like that. Shuffle over here, back, dun dun dun, back, dun dun dun. Something like that. I think I remember the journey. What was that? 20 moves? Just get out of the way? Yeah, there must be a way out. There must be a way out. And what a way to finish the game. Queen e5 check. Because you have to keep checking, or else, well, white will just queen and then it's game over. But after this check, you block. And that's the cool thing. You have to take. If you get out of the way, it's a discovered check from the other queen. That's the brilliant move. So if the queens come off, that's the problem. The king is too far away. White will queen next. There we go. What an absolutely stunning game by Magnus Carlsen. So many topsy-turvy moments. I love these kind of clashes between these top players. So, my normal way to end the video. Top left corner is the best game you wish you played. It's got 22 ideas. It is a brilliant victory from the black pieces. This video is rising on my channel, 2,300 views. King's Indian, same opening. You guys want something different? Bottom left corner. Top video on my channel, 4,400 views. It is an opening from the white side. How to play the Catalan. And one more choice, top right corner, King's Indian intro opening video, 14 minutes. There you go. Which video will you pick? 1, 2, or 3?